Hey guys, my name is Kenny Paul Smith and I teach in the Religious Studies program here at LSU. This is a course I will be offering this spring 2021. It is one section of Honors 2020, How Religions Can Change the World. And this class focuses upon the positive ways in which particular religious founders and saintly figures, movers and shakers, philosophers, social activists who have come out of the history of one tradition or another and you taken the some of the basic ethical philosophical teachings and strategies for social justice and for trying to make the world a much better place and applied them to the very specific problems that they faced. If you know even a little bit to start with about these three figures that are featured at the top of the syllabus: Martin Luther King Jr. here in the American South, primarily in the 1950s and 60s, Mahatma Gandhi in the early and mid 20th century in India, and of course Mother Teresa, now Saint Mother Teresa, in the latter 20th century in the city of Calcutta in India and the early 21st century, right? That each of these figures drew from different sets of religious resources, whether they're Southern Baptist in the case of King, or Roman Catholic in the case of Teresa, or Hindu and South Asian in the case of Gandhi, and they also applied them to different sets of problems, right? Teresa wasn't trying to solve problems of racial apartheid. That's the problem King was trying to solve. And Gandhi was trying to solve different problems as well. So the more we look at these figures, the more interesting they become. So what we'll do in this course is we will look comparatively across a variety of different traditions, but we will also look in some depth and look at least a couple dozen of major movers and shakers in the history of religions and try to learn something about the religious context and the historical context in which they lived, the problems that they tried to solve, and how they did that, how they connected those two. So some logistical things. Again, my name is Kenny Paul Smith. I just prefer you call me Kenny because that's my name. You have my email here. If you want to talk more about the course, that would be great. If you're interested, you want a copy of the syllabus, that's fine too. I can send it to you. It is not entirely complete yet. I'm still making a few decisions. The course will be online. It looks like I would rather it be in person, but due to COVID concerns, I think it's safer if we do this online. But it will be synchronous. In other words, we will meet via Zoom Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, what looks like 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, we will do one other thing. We won't just study figures like this. We will also try to change the world ourselves. In fact, to be honest, just to be truthful with you here, you have to change the world if you want to do well in this course. But here's the thing. You get to decide what you want to change. Technically speaking, if you drop a rock in a pond, you have changed the world. So you get to decide, each of you, what issue are you going to tackle? Could be very small, it could be big, but it's better to pick small. And what set of philosophical and religious or spiritual practices and teachings are you going to draw from, and then what strategies are you going to derive to apply to this situation, and then you're going to document all this. And we'll do it in the age of COVID, which will introduce some challenges, but do not get intimidated by this project, because again, you get to decide on all the nuts and bolts of it. I'm teaching this course here, and I have colleagues that are teaching it at several different institutions around the country. This is an aspect of religion that is often overlooked in our time. Some of you may know, if you've already taken a course with me, the majority of the world's violence the world over is traceable back to religion. And there is no religion that is immune to this. They're all in some way, in some form, in the hands of certain individuals connected to violence. But that's not the only thing religion does. Religion is almost impossible to define, professional scholars will say, because it is so varied, it is so complicated, and it is so entangled with so many things. And this is an aspect of religion that is often overlooked. How religions can and do change the world in a positive way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to study how folks have done it in different times and places, and then we're going to find some way for each of us, I'll do it with you, some small way for each one of us to do this together, and then we'll write about it and we'll present our results to one another about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially with LSU honors students whom I have taught before, and you guys are really good. So again, if you have any questions or you're interested at all, don't be intimidated. Rather, reach out and ask questions. I look forward to talking with you soon.